This week on Most Craved.
It's a shame he won't direct, but then again, who does?
Arrow versus The Flash. Welcome to this week's Most Craved. I'm Jenna Bush with Legion of Leia.
I'm Silas Lesnick with ComingSoon.net.
And I'm William Bibiani with Crave Online. Hey. And this week on Most Craved, we're talking about all this cool stuff, like the Jurassic World trailer. Have you seen it? It's online, and it looks kind of neat.
I think it looks fantastic.
I'm not sold on it because, again, more dinosaurs.
I love dinosaurs.
I love dinosaurs too. And what I like about the Jurassic World trailer is, well, just what it tells us about the movie. And it kind of finally fulfills the promise of the original film, which is we're going to build this theme park. But now it's actually built, and it looks like SeaWorld. I'm getting these Jaws 3D flashbacks of, like, there's like dinosaurs eating sharks and splashing on humans and going,
So
they're going,
cool.
ha, 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 we'll never die. Like, I love it. It looks really, really fun.
I know there's been a lot of stuff online about, like, the science isn't accurate. It's dinosaurs, guys, seriously.
Well, it's also cloned dinosaurs. They don't know if it's accurate anyway.
And they made a new dinosaur, which is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
I like it quite a bit. I have seen some reactions online that were somewhat disappointed by how heavy the CGI is in it. Which, following this project, Colin Trevorrow has said we're going to have some other approaches that aren't CGI, and I was a little let down not to see more of that. That being said, the story looks amazing. I was kind of disappointed that it looks like Judy Greer is only in the beginning.
Yeah, me too.
She's a bad mom. Just saying. Well, no, she's letting her kid go to Dinosaur Park by himself.
Well, it's a successful dinosaur park.
Well,
compared to her mom and Men, Women, and Children, I think she's a wonderful mom.
This is a very good point.
She's a wonderful mom in Jurassic World. What I liked was when they talk about, like, the cat was sort of let out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag with, the genetically engineered dinosaur. Because I think that wasn't supposed to be leaked, and then it was, and now everyone knows about it. So they probably felt like they had to put it in the trailer. But we still haven't seen it, and we got a lot of monster vision. A lot of just POVs of the dinosaur like running around, killing and going through hallways. There was that one point when it's in a hallway, and I was like, "Ooh, hallway!"
I also want to say the underwater dinosaur looks great.
So
and like
cool.
Just the visual of effectively taking Jaws and saying, oh, he's just a snack for this giant monster. That's really cool.
Jaws 3D?
Snack. Yeah.
Jaws 3D.
And I actually don't mind the CGI at all. I thought it was, it's dinosaurs. I'm kind of expecting it.
We're stuck with it now. Like, we can't put that genie back in the bottle. They're going to use CGI for most of it.
No, I like practical. I do.
It's also the case that, like, as expensive and big and as Jurassic World looks, the fact of the matter is people are going to be working up until the last minute on those effects.
Yeah. Damn right.
And somebody pointed out online, and it's very true, the trailer for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, while it's the same shots as the final film, look completely different.
Yep.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
You have other stuff you want to talk about.
I'd like to talk about the Blade Runner news, which is that Ridley Scott is not going to direct the film. He's been developing it. They have a script, and maybe this is slightly a spoiler, but
Ridley Scott revealed it, so
yeah,
how bad can it be?
It sounds like Harrison Ford is going to be in the movie as Rick Deckard, but the movie is going to revolve around a search for him. So he won't actually appear until the last third of the movie, but I'm curious to know, do they already have a director and we just don't know who it is yet? Or we have the script and now we're going to find someone?
It'll be interesting to see. There's a list of people I'd love to see do it, but I'm just happy that Harrison Ford's going to be in it at all.
See, I'm not, actually. I actually have a big problem with that. Well, here's why. And listen, I love Blade Runner. Blade Runner's a brilliant movie. It's one of my favorites. It's great. But one of the issues with Blade Runner is it sort of left it a little ambivalent as to whether Deckard was a replicant at the end. I think it was. Ridley Scott says he was. Harrison Ford said he wasn't. Fine. But if we're going to put Deckard in this movie, we're going to make him that big a plot point, we're going to resolve that, and it's going to have an impact, a permanent impact on the original Blade Runner that may or may not be favorable. And I'm not sure I think that's necessary. I would have much rather have seen another film set within the world of Blade Runner, which is rich. We only saw a very small corner of it. It's really pretty. Like, there's so much you could have done with that making it all about Deckard again feels like, I'm worried it's going to play like fan service, but I'm terrified it's going to actually impact the way the first film plays.
It might. I mean, and all sequels, long-term sequels do that. But I don't know. I kind of want to see what happened to him. It's just a thing with me. I love him, and I love that movie so much. All of the versions of that movie. But I'm curious who you guys think should direct it.
Well, I don't know a damn thing about the plot. I don't know anything about. I mean, offhand, I can think of great sci-fi directors, people like Duncan Jones.
Yes, Duncan Jones.
But I would almost rather they go like, they go through like someone who's done smaller work, but maybe could really knock it apart, like Nacho Vigalondo, for example, as director. I love. He did Time Crimes, brilliant movie. I would like to see what he could do with a big budget property like this.
Neil Blomkamp is another name I'd throw out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of directors that I think are sort of being pilfered by Star Wars, because if you're a great sci-fi director, it seems like, oh, make a Star Wars movie now.
Which is weird, because the original Star Wars directors, they didn't pilfer them from sci-fi. You know, like Irving Kershner. What did he do? The Eyes of Laura Mars. It's a thriller about a woman who can see through the eyes of a serial killer. That's what they cherry-picked from. So it's, I don't know, I kind of like it when people are like, oh, let's go get this director whose work is only tangentially related at best. And just they have the talent, and let's see what they can do in a new environment, and then maybe they can do something new.
Yeah, although I have to say, like when you're dealing with a lot of CGI and world building, that's really why you want somebody who's good at sci-fi. You know, just looking like say Duncan Jones now doing Warcraft, what he did with Moon, it was world building, though it was done with miniatures.
Right, but like you look at someone like George Lucas, who had never done anything on this RKO 281,
THX 1138.
THX 1138, very different. But like that was a small scale thing, and then Star Wars was really intricate and ornate. You look at a lot of people who make
Jurassic World is another. I mean, the guy did Safety Not Guaranteed, which is a very small scale movie, and now is one of the biggest movies of 2015.
They have a lot of systems in place, a lot of things to protect the movie from going off of the rails. They got producers. They have, you got a somewhat inexperienced director. You get an incredibly experienced DP or unit production manager, just to allay these kinds of concerns and let that person be creative. So I don't think that's entirely necessary. But if Duncan Jones did it, I'd be like, yeah, do it. Let Duncan Jones, sweet.
He can do all the things.
He can do all the things.
I'm sorry, I just love Moon so much.
He's nice.
He's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, and guys, if you have an idea of who should direct it, you should tweet us at Most Craved. Okay, and so one other thing is happening in the coming weeks. There is a Flash Arrow crossover. Thank you for the high five. I came up with the idea myself. No. But what it's doing is it's going to introduce metahumans into the world of Arrow. And
they kind of already have.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, because everyone's saying, oh, I don't know if metahumans will work. But they really kind of.
Mirakuru, that was all about, like, basically having super soldiers.
Yeah.
And, the world takes place. I mean, if you looked at The Flash this week, they put the Clock King in it. So they put, like, a very non-superpowered villain in the Flash universe. And it was a side story, but it worked. And I thought it was a good way to just sort of ease us into these transitions. And the thing is, all the metahumans are kind of focused on Central City right now, because they were all made there.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but like they can take a train and go to Star City.
People are allowed to travel.
It's called Star City now.
Star City.
Is it officially Star City now?
Star City.
Yes. Good. Yeah. I didn't know it was official yet. I was waiting for that since season 1, episode 1. Like, oh, something's got to happen. But I think this is really, really cool. I think the Arrow and the Flash, obviously their powers are very, very different. But I think, because they're supposed to fight each other.
Yeah.
I think that'll make it more exciting. I think that'll make it more interesting, because the Arrow is so much more experienced and confident, and he's almost the Batman of this TV universe, that put him against the Flash. I'm actually not betting on the Flash.
I kind of just. I feel ever since Flash has started, I've been liking the Flash more and more with each episode, and Arrow. While I still love it, it kind of feels like it's spinning its wheels a little, because
this isn't the best season so far.
And it's like, okay, one of the big things is Ra's al Ghul. I don't really care. Like, if it was Liam Neeson or somebody like much more like bigger, but the idea that, especially once Felicity Smoke went to Flash, I was sort of thinking after that episode, like, so what does Arrow have to offer?
You really love Felicity.
Well,
everyone loves
she's
Felicity.
Great, and
she's
she does
fantastic.
so much for the show.
She really does.
Arrow could really use a dose of the just fun of Flash.
Yeah.
Well, or it should have like another storyline that's really heavy. And like last season was really like potent, like really dramatic. Like the stakes were really, really high throughout the entire season. It needs to get back to that. Right now, it doesn't feel like we have a specific direction for the season other than who killed Black Canary.
Yeah, so, and I actually do think that it needs an infusion of fun, and I think Grant Gustin is hysterical. And just from the promo that's out now that you guys can watch, it's the charm sort of comes back.
There's something also great about Steve Amell and Grant Gustin together.
Yeah.
Because he's so serious and he's
Yeah,
so
I
fun.
love
They have a
it.
good dynamic. I think
Brandon
it's great.
Routh is great.
Oh yeah, and he got to do the salmon ladder recently, which is
Oh, so awesome. All right, well, guys, join us next week and make sure you follow us at Most Craved on Twitter.
I can
And
totally
happy
do it.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I can totally do it, you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.